Hello, everybody! Cynesk111 here, and welcome back to more Civilization VII as Gilgamesh. I've looked through the Civilopedia between parts, and learned that for a settlement to be connected to another settlement by railroad, I have to first connect it to the capital city by having a railroad in the capital city. And only then will I be able to build factories. I don't know what caused me to not remember that, but it may be a better idea if I were to just purchase a rail station in the capital with gold rather than production next time. Oh well, the more I know. At least I'm closer to getting an economic path completion than I am now. Than I was before. My gosh. And also I've got some unique districts going for the Ottoman Empire. Oh, what's it called again? The Kulie. Gosh, I'm gonna have to start writing down the names of these unique districts and improvements and units of the empires I'm playing as if I can't remember how they're spelled out. Okay, I want to save up my gold for any future rail stations I want to put down, like so. Okay, I think we're good on the Nguru front of things. What now? It was an independent power or city-state that got defeated. There's a ruin here that I would like to get. That's something my scout can do real quick. Because I don't want to wait for any scouts that are far away to have to come back all the way over here just to get it and then keep exploring the place. It's going to take a few turns to get there, but he's on his way. Fishing boat has to be repaired. Okay, I think I may have a... Okay, I don't think I have a port, and I cannot... I don't have the available resources for me to construct a port in Kiakt. But I still have one in Sainshand, and that's going to help greatly. I noticed also that I have one more settlement I can found before I reach the limit. Problem is rivers, obviously, but also the fact that I don't really know exactly where to put my last settlement for right now. I don't know why this game keeps freezing up on me periodically. Guess because there's so much to keep track of and I keep going too fast for it to keep up. There's nothing for me to slot in, so... I also don't know why the game keeps showing me the resource screen when there's nothing to slot in. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm still gonna go for the gold. Siege train. This is new. When a unit destroys a fortified district's defenses, all other land, siege, and infantry units have their movement restored. That's gonna be useful if you have a longer way to go for siege and infantry units to travel. But I still have to slot one of these in. I think I'm gonna do Sha and Sha. +3 combat strength for units in enemy territory. That's gonna be pretty good for in case I ever go to war again. Don't know when that's gonna be, but it wouldn't hurt. Oh, no, wait. I meant for my scout to go towards the ruin right over here. I don't know why I did that. Crap. Man. Okay, now he is really heading over there. For real.
The face of a city changes fast.
Urbanization is completed. Still bringing in that gold for me, Pachacudi, I see. Good for you, making me a little bit richer. It's going to be necessary for me to complete all of the milestones of the Railroad Tycoon path. I think I am going to do... I think I'm going to do flight next, then I'll go for some of these other masteries. And alas, the rail station in Parsa is finally completed, and thus, I finally get to build factories. I can't afford to overbuild the temple. Pathragata. I'm gonna have to purchase a factory. Which will go... Oh, not over there, because there's a unique district being built. I can't overbuild the university. +1 additional artifact from being in Ottoman territory. And I get a narrative choice from that. While taking the old university down to its foundations, workers stumble upon indications of an even older dungeon. The foreman calls for construction on the factory to halt while the value of this finding is appraised. I am going to claim the artifact. Yeah, it should show up in my Great Works archive, and it was an Abbasid mask for +4 culture. Pretty neat. Okay. As they prepare to remove a well-preserved Abbasid mask, which I just looked at, the archaeologists wonder just how many layers deep the past goes. Oh, believe me, they go in pretty deep. I meant to slot a few factory resources in, so I can get the ball rolling for my Railroad Tycoon Legacy. I think I'm going to go ahead and slot in both of my tin resources for right now. That should give me a little head start. Okay, I don't think I have a factory in Parsa yet, do I? No, I do not. Nor do I have enough gold for one. I could fix that by putting in some more production buildings in towns, because production in towns converts to gold. But even that's going to cost me some gold too. I'm going to do... I'm gonna do Harbiye Nezareti. It's gonna get me reduced maintenance for my land units. I think it only said my land units, did it? Yeah, just land units. And I've got quite a few. Well, my scout has arrived at the ruins, but there doesn't seem to be a narrative choice happening. I can't really tell if I was too late on getting that in an earlier age or if it's just a bug, but it won't be too much longer before I have to stop looking at that eyesore. If you can even call it that. I can't afford to build a factory now, and it's going to go here. I can slot another factory resource in. Let's get another tin resource here. Oh yeah, I see a lot of potential for me being able to complete for me to complete an economic legacy path. Someone's been defeated again. An unmet city-state. None of my concern. Factory can be purchased in Susa. Overbuilding the temple. I'll give it plus 3% science. Though it seems like that barely did anything, but at least it'll get me closer to completing the Railroad Tycoon path. There's citrus, another factory resource that I decided to get. How much would a factory cost in Parsa now, in gold? 5152 gold. Well, I can't afford that in a few turns, so there's no need to worry, really. I could get a rail station in Abalessa, but I don't have enough gold for even that, so I'm gonna hold off for the time being. Ibn Battuta has joined communism. And it looks like he's the first of all of us to join a political ideology at that. Not really sure what ideology I would want to go for this game, but as soon as I think of something, I'll let you guys know. I'll research mastery for electricity. I'll get a factory going over this temple in Tushpa. Okay, there's more science than culture in Tushpa. So I think I'll give it tea. Drink up. It's delish. And I see Lafayette's settler unit getting ready to potentially settle on the peninsula that I call home. This could be a bit troubling depending on what he decides to do. Oh my lord. Looks like Genghis Khan is getting pretty aggressive with his city placements. I better keep an eye on him too. You never know what could happen. I don't know why I didn't really explore much of the continent that I call the homelands. A tad bit bizarre if you ask me. I had all that time too. Quite frankly. Come to think of it, maybe I could fill in this void with another one of my own cities. Before Lafayette gets to it. Okay, I still have enough for another factory, which I can put in Parsa. No, I do not. I'm gonna have to wait another turn. I can start on Urbanization Mastery in the meantime. And there we go. Parsa's not producing anything right now, so I could get an aerodrome in here. I'll overbuild this farm. The Divine State is what I get for completing the Kullier. All around the Kullier complex, imams conduct prayers. Mudersler lecture students and Dr. Let me start over. All around the Kullier complex, imams conduct prayers. Mudersler lecture students, and doctors minister patients. Here is determined the soul of the Devlet e Allier, the Divine State. I think that's part of what the Ottoman's leader ability is. I get plus 30 experience on current commanders, but I have to have a captured settlement with a Kullier. I don't see myself completing that quest since I'm not at war right now, so I'm just gonna concentrate that power locally. It would seem like the lesser of two evils if I did that too. Farmer's Market with Pachacudi is a must. Okay, I can get a rail station in Ardeville right now, but I still have to research. No, I still have to produce something. It's gonna take 24 turns to construct a factory, but I feel like I'm gonna have to. I can afford to overbuild the observatory, and it's only gonna take 18 turns, it says now. Okay, my settler is now ready to go. But alas, I cannot settle over in this area, save for a few green and yellow spaces alongside. I know there's land down here that I have yet to settle. I'll be getting to that here in a couple of moments. I think I'm gonna have my settler units settle a town right over in this green patch. I don't know if this scout is gonna be able to get away before he gets done in. I might have to kill him off too. Who knows? Amina has joined fascism.
Either I take the seat, the face of
Okay. Okay, so it's a war that does not involve me, so that's good. If it's a war that involves me or Pachacudi, then I'm gonna have to honor our alliance together. Our newfound alliance. I'm gonna work my way towards mobilization next. But I'll have to get through radio first. I'm gonna research social question, also, on the civic tree. Already some tiles are to be revealed. Okay, the hammam has been completed in Pathragata. I don't know what would be necessary to produce in Pathragata for right now. Okay, I've got 5 factories, which is good, but I wish I had more. I've still got a ways to go before my first milestone. Wonder if I have the gold for another factory. I do in Constantine. It is gonna have to go right next to the City Hall, though. And what do I want to slot in there? Let's do Cocoa. Alright, that's gonna get me some more Railroad Tycoon points while that's cooking. I think I'm gonna do a stock exchange over this guild hall. I'm gonna lose some influence per turn, but it's gonna get me more gold per turn. I know that for sure. And we have seen this settler arrive, and voila! We got Bursa as our next town. Alright, first order of business there. I'm going to not have enough gold to get a rail station. It looks like it's gonna get to the amount I need in the next turn, but I don't know. Oh, so that's where France is settling. On that lone island right there. Oh, the settlement of Nantes is what it is. Thank you for more gold, Pachacudi. Always good to support whatever endeavors you have for me. Oh, gosh. I'm running out of policies to slot. Available policies. I'm definitely gonna have to get some more by going down the main civic tree. What is it? What happened? Tarsus was attacked by Baiti. Not on my watch. It would be better if I purchased, but I want to save the gold for any more factories I want to put down. And rail stations at that. Right here. Alright. My gosh. The other 2 civs on my home continent are going pretty crazy with the settlements. They're going all over the place with this. I, meanwhile, choose to place my settlements closer to home. I can get some more factories in the 2 settlements I captured from Mongolia back in the Exploration Age. Just one more turn.
The memory.
What's going on? Oh, Tarsus is getting attacked again. But the line infantry is almost dead, so won't be too much longer. now for a factory to go right here. And another factory resource to be slotted. Just like this. I don't predict it to be too much longer before I complete the first Railroad Tycoon milestone by accumulating enough points. It's 7 points per turn, this is saying. I'm gonna have to go ahead and do political theory if I want to get any further down the civic tree. I'll probably have what political ideology I want to do by then, but that's not guaranteed, really. Okay, I think it should be safe for my scout to go auto-exploring up here now. Right along this unexplored territory. Oh no, you're not getting away. You're not hurting my citizens anymore. Oh. It looks like they got done in already by probably my cuirassier. That's nice. Definitely nice to know. When my next turn begins, I'll have to take a look at which of my settlements don't have factories yet. Okay, Parsa still does not have a factory even after all this time. I'm gonna have to fix that. There you are. I think overbuilding is going to have to be a must if I want to get maximum yields, so... Okay, it's only just one building that I have to overbuild, which is okay. And the resource in question will be... I don't know how far I am on the science tree, but I do know that I am pretty far. I think I'm gonna have to do more culture, because I'm not very far along the culture tree compared to everyone else. Okay, the cuirassier can go ahead and take a rest for right now. It's already at full health. I still want to keep saving my gold for any rail stations, factories, and ports I want to continue to build. Okay, Napoleon and Ashoka have made peace. That's good. Local festival. Okay. Okay, all my factories are filled, so they're all producing Railroad Tycoon points for me. And it looks like I'm already getting close to the first milestone. Just about 4 or 5 more turns, maybe 6. Okay, the stock exchange in Pathragata is doing pretty good. It's almost done. I think it already has a factory, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Alright, Susa. Does it have a factory? Yeah, it does. Tarsus? It does not. Good thing I saw that. And to it, I will assign... I'll assign this cocoa resource. I think there's a settlement on distant lands that I'll need to slot a resource in, provided that I have a factory there. I don't think Arles has a railroad, does it? It doesn't have a rail station, and I can't afford it right now. I'll just have to wait another turn for that to happen. What's going on now? Ah, gosh. Okay, bye, T. Looks like you're gonna have to go bye-bye. Landship is a Tier 2 modern cavalry unit. Definitely gonna be producing that and upgrading this cuirassier before we go ahead and head off to take care of that little situation. Stock exchange has been completed in Pathragata, and along with it, radio station. You know what? I think I'm going to do an opera house. It's gonna overbuild the menagerie, but I'm hoping for... No. Turns out I do not get an artifact from overbuilding it. Sadly. But I do get to see political theory being complete.
The one who adapts his policy to his plan.
There we go. Still haven't really decided on which political ideology I want to align myself towards. I'm hoping it's going to be soon. Otherwise, I might be in a little bit of trouble with the other leaders. Democracy, fascism, communism are my choices, as always. Okay, Pachacudi has not aligned himself with any of the three yet. I think I want to do globalism for right now, and the policy... Let's do humanism. Okay, guys. Sorry if I've been getting a little cutty with this part and the previous one. Things have been getting a little bit too loud recently. But on the bright side, I finally completed the first milestone of the Railroad Tycoon. But still, the loudness of the earlier day is why I hardly ever record before 8 o'clock. But I was still in the mood, so I wanted to go ahead and finish up this Genghis Khan... No, not Genghis Khan. This Gilgamesh playthrough of Civilization VII so I can move on to some leaders from the base game, like Confucius. Or Augustus. Is Augustus in the base game? I don't have the time to look it up right now, but I'll have to look it up between parts. But yeah, sorry once again for all the cuts I've done. I think I'm gonna go take care of VII since they keep attacking my empire, then I'll go ahead and call it apart. I discovered Helsinki, at long last. What's stopping me? I'm gonna go ahead and befriend it. Maybe get a little influence spent on befriending it faster. Oh dear.
Men shall fight.
But it looks like Genghis Khan is not really happy with its existence. With all the influence I've accumulated up, maybe I can get it to be a city-state within the next 5 turns? If not, then it's pretty much going to be for nothing. And I spent all that influence on befriending just one meager independent power. I'm hoping it becomes a city-state soon. I wonder how much it would be to befriend it even faster. Whoo! 400 influence. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be affording that for the next few turns. Okay. I gotta choose a production for Parsa next. I think it's gonna have to be a laboratory since I'm not really sure what I can do with it feasibly. Notice that I can build a rail station in this settlement too. The settlement of Abalessa. But I can't afford a factory until the next turn, it looks like. It's okay. I can wait. And VII looks like it is guarded by a few field guns. Cutty has joined communism. Holy cow. Amina is definitely gonna hate my guts if I do this, but as soon as globalism is completed, I think I'm gonna go for communism like Pachacudi did. Okay, the factory in Ardabil is completed, which means I have to slot a resource in. I got another tin resource somehow. Or was it there before? I don't really keep track. But I will slot a tea resource in Ardabil for some additional science, and for 1 additional Railroad Tycoon point per turn. I gotta produce something else. I think it's gonna be a laboratory this time around. Going over the guild hall. Ooh! 2 more artifacts because it was in Ottoman territory. I will definitely claim that. How many artifacts? Okay, it's 5 artifacts if I want to reach the first milestone in the Geographic Society path. And another 5 for each subsequent milestone. Okay, so I do have 10 factory resources slotted, but I'm gonna need a hell of a lot more if I want to secure me a victory economically. How much will a factory cost? 35.24. I should definitely be able to get to that by the time a few turns pass. Sorry, couldn't really think of anything better to follow that up with. But it is what it is. What can you do? These two dreadnoughts could potentially be a problem even after VII is destroyed, but I could produce some ships of my own to remedy that situation. Alright, VII. You're getting dispersed. And I received 300 gold from that. Pretty nice, if you ask me. Though it definitely wasn't nice for them. I had to do it.
So readily do
Did Helsinki Helsinki got dispersed. So I spent all that influence for nothing. Alright. I think for that, I'm gonna have to denounce you. Yeah. He's getting angry by that. Another open markets from Pachacudi. I actually had the influence necessary to support it. Okay, I can get a factory down in Abalessa, which will get me some more gold for the production it has. I'm gonna have to wait a few more turns for a factory in Arles, but in the meantime, I can go ahead and do another tea resource on Abalessa. Okay, I'm getting pretty close to 300 points, though I'm over halfway, if that first milestone was any indication. I'm gonna have to accept, because I don't have the influence to support it. Let's do industrialization mastery. Oh gosh, and I said I was gonna end off this part after taking care of that VII encampment independent power. But, I'm just too into this. I'm just too into how this progress towards the Railroad Tycoon legacy path is going to quit right now. Okay, I've got 11 factory resources, but I only wish for at least one more before ending this part off. Okay, I do have enough for a port. Not enough for a factory, however. Definitely gonna have to wait another turn for that. That's the sound of all the trains I could ever have. All the trains I can ever ask to help me get this milestone completed any faster. Now they're going after Bursa. I'm gonna have to take care of that real quick. Okay, that should be the gold I need to get this factory going in Arles. And the resource I'm going to slot for it is, once again, tea. Okay, there's one more tea resource I can assign before I have to move on to anything else, but I think that is going to pretty much do it for this part. For real this time. Bursa is taking quite a beating from that independent power I dispersed of Baiti. I should definitely start saving some gold up to get some more units to take care of that situation, even though I could just as easily send any one of these units over to deal with them and their field guns. But I'm still pretty satisfied with how much progress I'm making towards the Railroad Tycoon path now. And I'm honestly getting pretty excited just thinking about how well I can potentially do. But you'll see how it all goes in the next part from now. Until then, thank you everyone so much for watching, and I will see you. Bye!